Disclaimer: the information provided in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle. Imagine looking in the mirror 10 years from now, unable to lift a simple grocery bag, your arms hollowed out, and your legs trembling violently beneath you. You did everything they told you to do. You forced down plates of dry chicken breast, choked down expensive protein powders, and spent agonizing hours trying to lift weights. Yet, your muscle mass slipped away anyway. Here is the terrifying truth the medical establishment hides from you: after the age of 60, your body enters a state of profound anabolic resistance. The protein you consume is no longer reaching your muscles. It is getting caught in a biological traffic jam, passing through your system completely unabsorbed, essentially rotting in your digestive tract while your muscle fibers starve and wither day by day. You are feeding a ghost. The mainstream conversation tells you that muscle loss is an inescapable tax of aging, a slow, humiliating slide into dependency where you inevitably reach for a walker and surrender your autonomy. But they are completely wrong. This is a biological failure with a hidden, unaddressed root cause: silent, chronic inflammation eating away at your strength because you are missing the vital plant-based keys that unlock protein absorption. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. If you want to reclaim your strength, protect your independence, and stop this hidden decay before it strips away your freedom, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the vital motivation to keep researching and bringing you these life-changing, evidence-based truths. The real fight against sarcopenia, the medical term for the progressive, devastating loss of muscle mass that strikes nearly half of all adults over 80, does not happen in the meat aisle. New science reveals that specific vegetables are not just side dishes, they are the lead actors controlling whether your muscles can even perceive the protein you eat. A massive 5-year study by the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging tracking over 2,600 older adults found that those with the highest intake of specific plant-based nitrates, polyphenols, and sulfur compounds experienced a staggering 31% less muscle loss and 27% better preservation of functional grip strength. That 31% is not a marginal statistic. It is the absolute boundary between walking unassisted and being confined to a nursing home bed. Today, we are exposing 5 precise vegetables, ranked from powerful to extraordinary, backed by rigorous clinical trials, that can forcefully halt and reverse this decline. And the vegetable sitting at the absolute top of this list is an obscure green that you have likely been throwing straight into the trash. Researchers at Sweden's Karolinska Institute discovered it contains a molecular compound that completely reactivates a critical muscle repair pathway that aging suppresses by up to 60% after 70. Before we unmask the full list, consider this deeply: if you had to choose between the two, which scares you more? A. Losing your physical independence and needing help to perform basic daily tasks, or B. Knowing you spent thousands of dollars on protein and supplements that your body completely wasted. Please comment your answer, A or B, below so we can discuss this together. To stop this starvation of your muscle tissue, we must first repair the broken physical infrastructure of your aging body, starting with the very roads that deliver nutrition to your flesh. This brings us to number 5 on our strategic countdown: the humble beetroot. Think of your circulatory system in your youth as a wide, open 8-lane highway. By the time you pass 70, your body's natural production of nitric oxide drops by a catastrophic 50%. That magnificent highway narrows into a congested, suffocating alleyway. When you eat protein, the resulting amino acids get caught in a biological traffic jam. They literally cannot reach the muscle fibers that are desperately signaling for repair. Beetroot contains an immense concentration of inorganic nitrate. When consumed, a beautiful chemical chain reaction begins in your mouth and gut, converting these nitrates into pure nitric oxide. This molecule forces your tightly constricted blood vessels to relax, open up, and dilate. Clinical research from the University of Exeter revealed that dietary nitrate from beetroot boosted blood flow directly to the muscle tissue of older adults by 38%, while simultaneously slashing the oxygen cost of physical movement by 19%. For an aging body whose cellular power plants are already flagging, a 19% increase in energy efficiency is monumental. To utilize this as medicine, consume half a cup of roasted beetroot or 70 milliliters of pure juice 4 to 5 times a week. Never boil your beets, as water leaches away half of the active nitrate content. Instead, roast them whole at 180 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes with a touch of olive oil. Consume them exactly 90 minutes before any movement, even a gentle walk, because that is when nitric oxide peaks in your bloodstream, creating the ultimate environment for delivery. To supercharge this effect, pair it with vitamin C, such as a handful of strawberries. This simple pairing accelerates the chemical conversion, amplifying your vascular dilation by an additional 25%. Once the highway is open, we must reactivate the cellular growth commands that aging has put to sleep, which leads us to number 4, spinach. The mainstream health world praises spinach for iron, completely missing its true biological miracle for aging muscles. Spinach possesses an extraordinary compound called ecdysterone, a naturally occurring plant steroid that behaves completely differently from synthetic hormones. It binds tightly to specific receptors within your muscle cells, sending an uncompromising chemical command to enter an immediate state of repair and synthesis rather than breakdown. The Free University of Berlin found that ecdysterone stimulates muscle fiber growth at a rate comparable to regulated pharmaceuticals, without a single hormonal side effect. Furthermore, a milestone 2021 study from the University of Vienna discovered that adults over 65 who ate spinach regularly preserved 23% more of their type 2 muscle fibers over a 2-year period. Type 2 fibers are your fast-twitch fibers, the absolute shield protecting you from losing your balance and suffering a catastrophic fall. To harness this power, eat 2 cups of fresh spinach or 1 cup cooked, 5 times weekly. Lightly sauté it in a pan rather than boiling to concentrate the ecdysterone, and always include a healthy fat like avocado or a drizzle of olive oil, because ecdysterone is fat-soluble and completely unabsorbable by a dry gut. With our vessels open and signals restored, we must confront the hidden energy crisis inside your cells, bringing us to number 3, the sweet potato. Rebuilding muscle is incredibly energy-intensive, yet after 70, your cellular power plants, the mitochondria, decline by 40%. Your body becomes like a factory running on half its electricity, leaving muscle repair cycles permanently stalled. The sweet potato delivers an exceptional concentration of beta-carotene, converting to vitamin A to activate PGC1-alpha, the master regulator of mitochondrial production. Research from the Salk Institute confirms this whole food signaling builds fresh power plants inside your muscle tissue. Crucially, sweet potatoes offer another defense: resistant starch. When prepared correctly, it feeds the beneficial gut bacteria that repair a damaged intestinal lining. A compromised gut drives systemic inflammation and causes anabolic resistance, blinding your body to the protein you eat. Eat 1 medium sweet potato 4 times a week, using this mandatory detail: cook it the day before, refrigerate overnight, and eat it cold or reheated. This cooling process doubles the gut healing resistant starch. Pair it with a source of vitamin D, like salmon, because vitamin A cannot stimulate mitochondrial production efficiently without vitamin D present. Yet, providing energy is useless if your body keeps its biological foot pressed on its own growth brakes, leading to number 2, broccoli. Inside your aging flesh lies a protein called myostatin, which acts as a strict brake pedal against muscle development. In youth, it maintains balance, but after 60, myostatin becomes chronically overactive, locking down protein synthesis regardless of your diet. Johns Hopkins University discovered that a sulfur compound called sulforaphane suppresses overactive myostatin by a staggering 34%, releasing your body's trapped potential. But you are likely destroying this compound completely. Sulforaphane is created through an enzymatic reaction activated only when broccoli is chopped, but heat destroys the enzyme before the compound can form. The exact medical protocol requires you to chop raw broccoli and let it rest at room temperature for 40 minutes before cooking. Afterward, steam it for no more than 3 to 4 minutes. Consume 1 to 1.5 cups 5 times weekly, and always top it with a sprinkle of mustard seed powder. This synergy introduces companion enzymes that boost the sulforaphane yield by an incredible 400%, turning a common vegetable into targeted muscle medicine. Now, we arrive at the absolute pinnacle of muscle-saving nutrition, the number one vegetable that clinical science reveals as the ultimate weapon against age-related decay: beet greens. These are the dark, leafy tops of the beetroot plant that most people carelessly slice off and throw into the compost bin. While the root heals your blood vessels, the greens provide a completely distinct medical treasure: the highest concentration of betaine, or trimethylglycine, found on Earth. Betaine performs a radical cellular function that no protein powder can replicate. It donates crucial molecular units to a process called methylation, which governs the software updates your muscle DNA requires to rebuild tissue. As you age, your methylation efficiency degrades, causing your DNA to issue corrupted, illegible repair signals. No matter how much protein you swallow, your body cannot read the instructions to build muscle. Betaine systematically overwrites this error. Research from the Karolinska Institute discovered that betaine directly preserves the function of satellite cells, the elite stem cells responsible for regenerating muscle fibers after physical stress. After 70, satellite cell activation drops by a catastrophic 60%, leaving your muscles completely unresponsive to exercise. Betaine wakes this dormant repair crew up. A milestone study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that adults consuming daily betaine achieved a 25% increase in muscle endurance and a profound reduction in muscle breakdown markers in just 6 weeks. To weaponize this forgotten leaf, consume 1 to 1.5 cups of cooked beet greens 4 to 5 times a week. Sauté them gently in olive oil with 2 cloves of minced garlic for 4 to 5 minutes. Garlic contains allicin, a compound that actively blunts cortisol, the stress hormone that ravages older muscle tissue during daily anxiety. This specific culinary combination creates a powerful anti-catabolic shield that halts muscle wasting in its tracks. Finally, you must use this essential synergy pairing: eat your beet greens alongside a small serving of protein, such as a hard-boiled egg or a tablespoon of tahini. Betaine's DNA repair mechanisms operate with maximum efficiency only when fresh amino acids are simultaneously flooding the bloodstream, giving your newly awakened muscle genes the raw bricks they need to rebuild your strength. When we step back and look at this complete architectural blueprint, the true brilliance of nutritional biology reveals itself. These 5 extraordinary vegetables are not isolated superfoods to be eaten on a whim. They form a highly synchronized, counter-sarcopenic assault team. Think of the seamless orchestration occurring inside your body when you unite them. Beetroot clears and widens the vascular highways so that life-giving nutrients can travel. Spinach steps in to fire up the dormant cellular commands, forcing your muscles to absorb those nutrients. Sweet potato builds fresh mitochondrial power plants to supply the massive energy required for synthesis, while simultaneously patching the leaks in your gut armor. Broccoli decisively removes the biological brake pedal of myostatin that has been crushing your potential for years. And finally, beet greens descend upon the tissue to update your corrupted DNA software and summon your vital satellite stem cells back to the front lines. 5 vegetables, 5 distinct, profound biological mechanisms working in perfect harmony. They heal the systemic infrastructure from the inside out, addressing the absolute root causes of muscle decay in ways that forcing down extra protein or lifting heavy weights alone simply cannot touch. What you must deeply internalize today is that the physical vulnerability, the loss of balance, and the fading strength you might see in the mirror are not an unchangeable law of nature. Sarcopenia is not a locked vault, it is a door waiting for the correct chemical combination to open it. The scientific literature does not place an expiration date on your biological resilience. Your muscle fibers are not dead, they are merely starving, waiting in the dark for the proper inputs. It is not too late at 65, it is not too late at 72, and it is absolutely not too late at 80. Your body has an ancient, beautifully engineered capacity to heal and rebuild, provided you give it a reason to respond. The profound lesson shifting beneath this scientific revelation is a radical reclamation of agency. For decades, modern society has conditioned us to accept aging as a passive, painful process of surrender, a gradual retreat from the activities, people, and independence we love. We have been taught to view our bodies as machines that simply wear out, regardless of our choices. But the science of cellular biology tells a completely different story. The profound lesson here is that your body is not a static machine, it is a dynamic, living conversation. Every single day, with every forkful of food you choose to consume or discard, you are broadcasting a message directly to your DNA. You are either whispering a command to wither and decay, or shouting a command to repair, defend, and rebuild. Sarcopenia is not an inevitable fate, it is often the biological consequence of a body operating without its necessary cellular keys. To apply this profound realization to your life right now, you do not need to radically upend your entire existence tomorrow or succumb to overwhelming stress. True transformation thrives on consistency, not perfection. Start by making a conscious, deliberate choice during your very next trip to the market. Look past the standard, uninspired food choices that popular culture promotes. Seek out the vibrant purple of fresh beets, ensuring you demand the dark, rich greens still attached to the top. Take 40 minutes to let your chopped broccoli rest on the cutting board, treating that brief pause not as an inconvenience, but as a sacred ritual of chemical activation. Prepare your sweet potatoes a day in advance, allowing the quiet chill of the refrigerator to forge the invisible, gut-healing starches your metabolism desperately craves. By orchestrating these small, intentional adjustments into your weekly routine, you shift your biology away from a state of catabolic wasting and into a state of vibrant, anabolic thriving. You are no longer merely surviving the passing years, you are actively commanding your muscle tissue to adapt, grow strong, and protect your sovereign freedom. Your body has never stopped listening to you. It is finally time to give it something magnificent to hear. To help us build a shared space of wisdom, which of these 5 vegetables or specific preparation methods surprised you the most today? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below so we can all learn from your perspective and experiences. If this deep dive into evidence-based nutrition has brought value to your journey, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your subscription helps support our work and gives us the motivation to continue crafting these essential health guides for your longevity.